Well, hello everybody. This is Paul Markham, Marketing Management, and just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on the various case studies that I've been reading. Very good work. So this is basically just to give you, I guess, some more help along the way. So as we move forward here, in the coming week, we're going to talk about key themes: delivering the promise, product positioning, market segmentation, target markets. Essentially, what the words say is what this is about, right? So, delivering the promise. Does the brand actually that is presented out there in the market, is it delivering on the promise, right? So, if you are going to buy a Chanel perfume, is it delivering on what the brand is promising? Or do you open up Chanel perfume and you find out it smells like a garbage dump or something? I mean, that's what we're going to start talking about that. But this quick Zoom vodcast is really more about making research easy. Now, a lot of people did a great job, thank you, for trying to link in, for instance, things about Coke and Coke surveys, and Coke said this and Coke said that, or authors that wrote about Coke. That's what we call topical research. It's wonderful research. It's very important research. But think about it like this. These topics that we're talking about in this particular course, things like promise, positioning, market segmentation. Imagine if you started to use, and many people are doing this, the words that we're learning about in your response, right? So things like market share, that sort of stuff that we've been talking about, pricing, etc. So this week we're going to be talking about brand promise and product positioning. So if you want to support your work, you can just put market research stuff and stuff directly related to the topic, whether it's new Coke or Apple or whatever. It doesn't matter. You can do that. If you want to really bolster this, you start synthesizing what we're learning about. So brand promise and product positioning. But if you want to supercharge your work, then what you do is what I'm going to show you here, and it's very simple. Market research is not easy, okay? If you're going to do research for cited articles, and if you're going to do this extremely, what I would say, academically, professionally, you're going to have to go into EBSCO host. You're going to have to work, probably, hang out in libraries or at least library databases and really become proficient about this. So this is not what this course is about. What I'm trying to show you is how to thread what we're learning about into the actual whatever you're responding to. So rather than just saying, this is going to happen, and Coke, somebody at Coke said this, or some writer said this about Coke, try and start to think about how do we integrate or synthesize something that we're learning about. Again, a lot of people are actually putting in good words like market share and so on. And if you do that, that's a great start. But imagine if you put it in and you argued a point with the course work and some sort of support. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Up on the screen, I brought up this. This is about how difficult as it gets, seriously. I went into the straight out Google, not Google Scholar. This is straight out Google. And I just typed in delivering on the brand promise articles PDF. The reason I put PDF is you'll find a lot of, there's just myriads of websites out there that want you to pay for articles. I don't want you to do that. I'm trying to show you a way to support what you're talking about and finding articles really simply. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. I've typed this in literally before I started this Zoom. This is it. I haven't done anything more. So you could even put a date up here to actually, make sure you get newer articles. And I'll tell you why new articles are better than old ones. I'll explain why that is in a moment. But I just look on this. I normally look on the first page. Deloitte, I'm not going to want that because it's going to be basically something pretty, like they're going to try and sell me something. The minute I see something about journal, I might like to look at that, but I'm kind of looking for, okay, journal of brand management. If I look in here, you'll see PDF. This tells me this is going to be some sort of a peer-reviewed article, okay? This is the most powerful support you can have because this is something people have done market research on. So let's say this is published 2008. Why is that important? Well, here's why it's important. Because this is going to have a reference list that's going to go from 2008. If they've written a good paper, which for all intention and purposes, if it's in this journal, it's probably pretty darn good. If they have, they're going to have a reference list that goes way back. So let's save a lot of time and wheel this down to the reference list. Okay, so I'm going to do it on the side here to save a lot of time. Oh, look at this. Have a look at this. This goes, there is 55 references in here. So let's just say I did something about brand promise, and then all of a sudden I said to myself, hey, I really want to have something like, for instance, I might want to have some sort of a citation that's related to brand associations. Your article or whatever you're writing about may actually relate to brand associations, looking through the eyes of the beholder. Could even be, you know, do services, you know, build relationships. Any one of these. One more time, how to motivate. The point of this is to show you that you can actually find a very quick citation. You don't have to, if you would like to, you can go and read the whole article. I'm trying to show you a way to justify a position. Now, for instance, if I'm presenting a marketing plan or I'm presenting some sort of a defense of whatever I'm trying to defend, and I put in market research data, it's awesome. What we're doing right now is we're learning a course about marketing management. So what the idea would be is that you've got to somehow build into the marketing management. You're trying to build into it your argument about what you're finding in a new Coke. Like new Coke, for instance, it was a marketing management problem, marketing management failure problem, right? So we could actually find an article that's related to it. Even this one here, this is textbooks. Okay, it's textbooks are normally a bit of a catch-all, but for the most part, oh no, hang on, this is actually in the marketing management volume 10. So this is an article, brand building your brand from the inside out. That might be a good one to cite whatever you're trying to basically support. That talks about marketing oriented. It goes on and on. The point of this is, this took me seriously about what, 10 seconds to type that in. I wheeled this down, I opened that. I mean, if you wanted to be really tricky, you could download this, and then each week you'll probably find an article or something that you could use to support whatever you're talking about. The point of this is just to let you guys know you're doing a wonderful job. My only reason for this is that if in fact you can support what you're talking about with something relevant to the course. Again, a lot of people talked about market share and other things, and they also talked about Coca-Cola and something that some guy wrote about Coca-Cola. Nothing wrong with that. That's definitely important. But imagine if you had one sentence and some reference that actually started threading in something to do with, as we went back here, right, any of these topics, product positioning, market segmentation, target market. Imagine if you had a sentence about the following article showed a wonderful exhibited exacting work with target markets in the European sector as evaluated by, and then put an article in. This becomes like a one sentence, absolute supercharged piece of work. If you just talk about target markets very matter-of-factly, there's nothing wrong with that. That's nice. So it's sort of like, where do you want to be? Where do you want to actually, be able to defend? And the more you defend with not just the way you write, if you write in a method, and a lot of people are, that is confident, that's one thing. If you then, if you happen to have an opinion, that's interesting. But if the opinion, for instance, had some sort of an article that LinkedIn, whatever we're talking about, which is delivering the promise, and if it had a citation, well, then it's absolutely bulletproof. It's hard for someone like me to say, I don't really agree with what these guys are saying. So that's just a little bit of an overview. Hopefully it's helpful. Thank you so much.